Hi everybody, and welcome to a bumper bite-size pickups for November. I said bumper bite-size. I'm going to try and keep it in a bite-size time limit, about 20 minutes. But it's bumper because I've got absolutely loads to show you, and quite a fair few games, and one bit of kit, good kit. How can I put it? It's basically the last computer that I'm going to buy. I say this and I'll probably end up buying more over time, but no, as it stands, this is the last computer that I'm going to get. I own a Spectrum, I own an Amstrad, I own a Commodore, and this one was the last one that I really wanted to own. I never owned one as a kid, but for some reason it's very nostalgic, and I suppose at the time, back in the day, I mean, I didn't really know much about it, but I remember I remember seeing it in the shops, and I'm like, oh, I'd love that. I mean, like I said, back then I didn't really know the specifications of each computer. You basically looked at a game and you could pretty much know what it were on. You could distinguish a Spectrum game from a Commodore game, you know, an Amstrad as well, when it was done as an Amstrad game, not part of a Spectrum game. But yeah, and this computer also had its own kind of identity. Anyway, we'll get to that in a bit, but I'm going to show you some games that I got now. 2 weeks ago, I went down to visit Mr. and Mrs. Bear, Russ and Claire. Got down there nice and early, so we had, you know, a good day and a lot of chat, a lot of laughter, a few cups of teas. And it was lovely. It was lovely to go down and see him. And obviously, while we were down there, I had to go into Dana's shop, Dana's Hidden Chest Gaming. Where is it? I've got you there, Dana. I've got the flyers and all that stuff that you wanted me to show you. Give me a little sticker. They need to be bigger. I want a big sticker. Get some big stickers made. I had quite a few things to take down to Dana and trade, and as I always do, I like to root through his 8-bit corner and find out, you know, some Commodore stuff, also 8-bit stuff really. I've got a mixture of all three, Amstrad, Spectrum and Commodore. But Mr. Bear gave me some gifts. He had a few Commodore titles, and I took these off him, so I'm going to show you these first from Russ Retro Bear. First we've got, this is on the Kicks label, this is Multimix 1, which are the leaderboard, world class leaderboard and leaderboard tournament. I'm absolutely, even though I've got rid of a lot of stuff, I've got not got much room to put stuff on. All my shelves are full, so I'm struggling to find space. Next we've got on Mad Game, which is Mastertronic Had a Dimension, the last V8, cracking Robobit soundtrack game. It's a pretty good game actually. You know, it's like a top-down kind of racing game. I think half the screen stuck up with like a display system, but yeah, it's still a pretty decent game. Now then, yeah, it's on Commodore. For a second then I thought I was showing an Amstrad game. Next we've got Commodore 64 Codemasters. This is Pro Boxing Simulator. Those screenshots there, very dubious as to whether they're Commodore 64 screenshots. I'd be very surprised if they are. Again, I ain't got my glasses on. They're over there, but I can't get to them because of all this stuff that's around me. But we'll carry on. Next we've got an X-Squad. This is Amstrad game. This is on the X-Squad. And this is International Karate Plus, or IK Plus if you want to be lazy. Needs a proper case because it should be the clear case, but I can get hold of those anytime. Another one on the X-Squad for Amstrad. And this is a popular title. This is Batman. isometric 3D version, not Batman the movie, which I was getting confused about. Again, needs a clear case. And then we've got, which reminds me actually, we've got World Games by Epix. It is on the Commodore 64. It just reminded me. My memory is as good as yours, Russ, because I've got this tape for Mark, Judge Drock, and I need to get that over to him at some point. Let me get that out separately, so don't forget. I'll get it to you, Mark, promise you. And then lastly, from Russ, a nice compilation by US Gold. This we're going back to Commodore 64 again. This is the Winners compilation pack by US Gold. On here we have got Thunderblade, LED Storm, Indiana Jones the Temple of Doom, Blasteroids, and Impossible Mission 2. Well, it looks complete, but Russ tells me that this is, you see, that's a different game. The instructions are from a different compilation. That don't make any difference to me. With the Commodore stuff, like I was with the PS2, I was going for, manual, everything complete. I'm not bothered about Commodore. That'd be ridiculous. If it comes with instructions or not, don't matter. So yeah, like I said, we visited Dainster in his shop, Hidden Chest Gaming, and again it was nice to meet Dane again and have a good chat. He always entertains us, even though he was poorly. It was still very entertaining. And I've got quite a mixture here, so I haven't put them in order as well, so I'll just go through them as they are. I've got a few Spectrum games. Now this one, I saw it and it was just one of those moments where you're like, crikey, remember that? I just completely forgot about it, and then when I saw it, it was, like I say, one of those moments. Jason's Gem. It is a platforming game. I don't think the camera will pick those screenshots up. Yeah, it's from the original Mastertronic label, but yeah, can't read that neither. So yeah, it's a platformer. That's all I can basically remember about it. You look like some kind of knight, and yeah, but it's just one of those. I don't know if it's a good game or not. I can't remember. The name came straight back to me. Next we've got a Commodore 64 game. This is from Interceptor Software, and this is Where's My Bones. Couldn't tell you anything about it, I'm afraid. There's no screenshots on it. Interceptor Software are the publisher of one of my all-time favourite platform games for the Commodore 64, Trolley Wally. Let's go back to Spectrum, and this is another one. Completely forgot about the game until I saw the front, the cover, the name of it, and it was like, crikey, this is Soul of a Robot. Again, my memory's pretty vague. It is a platformer again. Most of these Mastertronic games are budget games, are good platformers. Simple to make, easy to quickly, churn out basically. Yeah, this is on the Spectrum, and again it's one of those that I just distinctly remember the name, and it's in this like yellowy cream coloured case, which some Mastertronic games did back in the day. This is an Amstrad game, and a lot of people didn't realise this. No, I'm thinking of something else, forget that. Well, a Wally, or Willy. This is on the Amstrad. This is Jet Set Willy. I'm thinking of another format which I'll have to come to in another video. Yeah, this is Jet Set Willy on the Amstrad. I own this already on the Commodore, probably on the Spectrum. Thought why not get it for the Amstrad as well. Jet Set Willy, hard as nails platformer, but it even completable. The Commodore version or Spectrum, it'll glitch of some kind, won't there? Back to Commodore. We've got Cody's game. And this is one of the most popular mascots, if you like, for the Commodore 64, and it's Dizzy. This one is Magic Land Dizzy, Goldmasters. All I can see from my blurry eyes is it's a platformer. Magic Land, but I never really took to the Dizzies and never really played them. I haven't got an hatred like Mr. David Birdsall has, but I just never got round to playing them. Next we've got, this is on the Amstrad, and actually I picked this up because I thought I might go for this little subset. I've got the Commodore subset and it was an absolute piece of piss to get. Pardon my language, I don't normally swear. This is Regal's Revenge on Bulldog Software. Again, it's another offshoot of Mastertronic. Yeah, I've got the full set for the Commodore, and I thought, is the Amstrad version just as easy to get? We'll soon see. We'll soon find out, because I'm going for that. Another Amstrad game. I've never played this on the Amstrad, but I've played it on the Commodore. This is Pipeline 2. This is on this is Mastertronic as well. Great little game actually. The screenshots a bit clearer on this. You've got basically the pipes fill barrels at the bottom of the screen. You've got a tank at the top, and it gradually colours in the pipes, works its way down to barrels at the bottom of the screen. You've got to fill the barrels, you know, so many barrels per level. You've got creatures that come and bite into the pipes, and then you've got to repair them. It's a good game. It's a really good game actually. Move that, kick it with my feet. Yeah, but there's on the Commodore, like I said, I've not played that one. I played the Commodore Super Pipeline. Exactly the same, just exactly the same. Back to Commodore, we've got Kix Label Outrun. Dreadful conversion, but back in the day, you know, when it's all we had, you had to play it as bad as it was. Back to Dizzy, but staying on the Commodore. This is Treasure Island Dizzy. The screenshot, to be fair, look alright. One day, maybe I'll get around to playing them. Going back to Kix Label. This is 4x4 off-road racing. Don't know much about this. I thought it was that top down with a little, you know, like the Super Sprint type of game. Is it Ivan Sunday or other? I thought it was that at first, but it ain't. It's a completely different game. But yeah, 4x4 off-road racing on Kix Label. This next one, I got this because it's typical of really old Commodore releases, when you didn't have big publishers really churning out stuff. You had really small independent publishers, and you'll see how basic this is. It's fantastic, I love it. This is Cricket Master. It's, I don't even know, E and J. Never heard of them, but look how basic that is. There's actually no text on the inside. There is a manual. Come on, a separate manual. Little Cricket Master. But I love it because look at this. This has been printed on somebody's dot matrix printer. You know, that's homemade stuff. Surely that's not come out of you know, a big distribution publishing house. You know, like Alternative. I've seen how Alternative work because I did work experience there. I can imagine this being done in somebody's back bedroom, using their own printer, some sticky labels. You know, I mean, look at how basic that is. But it's ace. Love it. Next we're moving on to a game. This is for the Commodore 64. Never heard of it, and I've never heard of the publisher. This is Leaping Larry on Krypton Force. Never heard of them. And this case, I'm showing this is the original case, but it's so textured. It's like an heavy duty old style cassette case. No, they don't make them like that anymore. That's solid. I bet I could throw that off the Empire State Building and it'd land safely. No, not a crack on it. Yeah, we're carrying on. We've still got a lot to get through. Next we've got Commodore 64. This is on the iTech software set that I'm collecting. This is Yogi's Great Escape. Platformer. Don't know how it plays. Staying with the Commodore. Again, this is not one I'm overly familiar with. This is Snooker. It's by Visions. Not a software house I'm very familiar with at all. Moving on to Mastertronic Added Dimension. Everybody's heard of this, surely, even the young ones. Flash Gordon. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't quite see what kind of game that is. Yeah, Flash Gordon, well, massive in the 60s, 70s maybe. I do remember it as a kid. It's not a series or a franchise that I really took to. Same with Doctor Who. I used to watch them as a kid, but you know, they just never, that nostalgia never stuck with me. I don't know why. Just one of the things. Mastertronic again on the Plus. Mastertronic Plus. Why did they release so many bloody offshoots of their own label? Stupid. This is Rugby Manager. Okay, I'm turning into a grumpy old man. This is what did I say? Rugby Manager. I can't stand rugby. I'm not a very sporting person. Full stop. I cannot stand rugby. Hate it. Don't know if I've ever told you. At school, I hated school as it is. I hated sports. But then when it come to playing rugby, because it was always done in winter. They always played in winter. Chuffing freezing. Yeah, and we were playing rugby at school. I always remember one time, probably told you before, I was daydreaming. And I didn't know how to play the damn game. And I was daydreaming, and all I heard was somebody shouting, Uzi, stop him. And I looked around me. There were only me left between this lad and the touchline, and he was only cock at skull, big lad, and he was charging towards me, and I had two choices. I could either confront him, you know, take him down, be an hero, and then probably get my head pummeled in after school, or I could just move out of the way. What do you think I did? Yeah, just moved out of the way. I got absolutely shouted at, but I didn't care. No way I was stopping that thing. Anyway, moving back on, it's Commodore 64 again. Tynesoft, you Geordies, can you believe it? You had a publishing house, Mark GSG. You had a software house, Tynesoft. Look at the game. Super grand. I vaguely remember Super Grand. It were on Children's BBC, I think, or Children's ITV. But yeah, Tynesoft. I don't know any other games, to be honest, from Tynesoft. Next we've got a re-release on budget label Racket by Hewson, and this is a Thalamus game, Sanction. It gets raved about, does sound. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before. It gets raved about, and I think it got really good reviews in the magazines. I didn't really like it. I didn't think it was that good. You've only half a screen, and it was hard as nails. The bottom half of the screen was like a radar, but you didn't have time to look at that. Grumpy. Next we've got Mastertronic. Oh, this is a Spectrum game. I've not heard of this one, but I love the cover. The cover's fantastic. Not sure you'd get away with this nowadays. You know, with all this politically correctness. Yeah, this is Caves of Doom. If you look at the bottom, we've got some oriental, you know, looking chaps there. Like I said, you won't get away with that now. Next we're on to Amstrad, and again I thought maybe go for another little subset on Amstrad, the Atlantis range. This is Super Kid. I was going to say in space. It's not. It's just Super Kid. Though there is a Super Kid in space. He's on Commodore anyway. I don't know if he's on Amstrad. Going back to the Bulldog set, I picked up another one. Instead, I've still got loads of games that I need from his 8-bit section. We're all in good time, and I know he says he's getting a lot more in New Year, so I'll be very interested to see what new stuff he gets. This is Galvatron. Now, this isn't actually a release on the Commodore set, Galvatron. It's not released on Commodore 64. So it's one of those sets that it might have more than the Commodore, it might even have less. There's only nine titles for the Commodore set. Going on to Commodore again, we've got an offshoot from Alternative Software, which is Summit. Again, why? It's a $2.99 range label, so why not just put it as on the alternative $2.99 range? I just don't understand it. Anyway, this is Corporation. Never seen this before, so I honestly don't know anything about it. Looks very menu based, probably not my cup of tea. This one is for the Amstrad, and I just found it different, and Dainster, he did me a really good deal on this. You know, top man. I can't thank you enough, Dana, because I mean you did me a good deal on them all anyway. But this is Dream Warrior. Just never heard of it before. It's a US Gold game. I don't know if you can see the screens, but yeah, I like the look of the cover. It looks very R-Type looking. At least I think so anyway. And then lastly, for the Commodore 64, again I've seen this game on re-releases. It's Squad, I think, possibly, and it'll be on other compilations. But this is the original release, and it's big box. It's R-Type for the Commodore 64. Look at that. Box is it's in pretty good condition. You know, we've got a bit of warping, but that's with people, you know, opening it up. So it's had some good use. People's been playing it. Yeah, you know, one of the most popular horizontal shooters. I always get mixed up with horizontal and vertical. But yeah, everybody knows about it. Everybody knows R-Type. Now we come to the juicy bits. Firstly though, before I get on to this this new system of mine, I'm going to show you a system that I got the other month. I was supposed to have done a video on it. And I've had some flack for it, quite rightly so. But yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Bear and Dainster, they got me a gift, and they know I'd wanted this particular. It is a system. This particular system, I owned a different version of it, but to have this version, how many times count the versions that I'm saying, and have a drink for every time you say it. You'll end up pissed after this. But yeah, basically, Mrs. Bear, Claire, she's cleaned it up. She's done whatever inside. I can't remember what. There was a little note on which said what had been done, but it's all technical jargon to me. But yeah, basically, it's been refurbished. and it's this beauty, and it is a thing of beauty. It's a bread bin. The bread bin Commodore 64. It's beautiful. Like I said, Mrs. Bear, she's refurbished it. As you can see, in beautiful condition. It's exactly, you know, what you get condition wise out of the brand new box. It's beautiful. I own the other version. I always forget what they call it now, but it's like more it looks more like an Amiga type of Commodore. Oh, it's back in its box. 64C, the Commodore 64C. But yeah, they sent me this. Dane says you'll need a power supply on that, but that one works off the 64C, just exactly the same. At least I hope it is, because I've been plugging it in. I hope I don't blow it up and bloody fry the chips inside. But no, it's I've tried it. It works absolutely fine. It's beautiful. I cannot thank you enough, all three of you. Fantastic gift, and long will it be treasured. It will. It's just fantastic. That's the original Commodore 64. I know the 64C. Alright, it's still Commodore 64, but it's not a patch on that. In looks. So yeah, thank you very much. And I finally got round to saying it, to mentioning it. Yeah, I got a bit of stick for that. Ooh. Right, lastly, this is a Christmas present. My lovely wife Lorraine, she's bought me this for Christmas, and it was actually earlier in the year. I went down to see Russ and Claire and visit Dane's shop. We went down with David Birdsall and Joe came with us, and I remember Mrs. Bear pulled out this system, and I'm like, whoa, I need one of them. I really need one of them. But let's show you. Now I have took it out of the box. This is the box. It's a Dragon 32. Look at that. A lot of you probably won't have heard of one of these. The box it's beat up, but you know, we're talking an old computer there. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anything, you know, this old in really mint condition. Yeah, it's just one of those home computers that I wanted back in the day. I suppose I looked on it as looking like BBC, and when I show you the actual computer itself, you'll understand what I mean with the sound of the keys. But BBCs, you know, were mainly aimed at schools. Well, no, we had them in school. So you know, the BBC weren't really in my grasp, or my mum and dad's grasp, because I certainly wouldn't have been able to afford to buy one. And neither will this really, but this was definitely more home based rather than the BBC. The graphics, they're not as good. They're not as good as a Commodore. Probably not even as good as a Spectrum in terms of resolution. You'll find that these Dragon 32 games are pretty blocky, colourful. You know, there's some decent colours on it, but quite blocky. Let me put this box down and let me show you the beast itself. Oh, look at her. She's a she. This one is a she. But listen at this. Wow. Chunky. It's got a sound of chunky, if chunky even has a sound. It's solid. It's absolutely solid. And these type of keyboards can take some hammer. Unlike, you know, the Commodore, yeah, it can take some hammer. But it just don't sound and feel as good or as heavy duty as these from the Dragon 32, and like I said, like the likes of the BBC. It's long, it's quite long, but it is light. It's lighter than I expected. We've got some kind of cartridge port maybe, or peripheral port, serial port. We've got the usual basic stuff at the back, you know, the aerial and power and the joystick port, I think. Trans supply, oh, maybe that's for the tape deck, maybe, I don't know. I cannot see a thing on the side of them, but there's more ports there. But yeah, it's a nice thing. Dragon, it was built in Wales. It were manufactured in Wales, I think, or designed in Wales. It was a Welsh company. But yeah, they're just great systems. Like I say, it holds a lot of nostalgia for me, and it's in really nice condition. Again, it's been looked after by Mrs. Bear. Yeah, she's cleaned it up and done whatever's necessary, even if there was anything necessary. Just put that down, but I absolutely love it. And yeah, it's whether it gets much use, I don't know, but to own it, that's the main thing. That is the main thing. And it also came with 2 controllers. They are boxed. Again, the box, you know, it's seen better days, missing that end. But you know, these have took some hammer over the years. I've took one of the joysticks out to show you. That can't be a joystick port on the back because it uses that kind of adapter. The joysticks, I have seen controls similar to this before. I don't know whether they were off of the Dragon or like Binatoni kind of systems, but yeah, it's got a fire button, very spongy, and then these little sticks. They're not the greatest things, not you know, in terms of design, but that's what they were. That's what they were. And I also got comes with, I think it's a magazine, the home computer course. I don't know if that is Dragon related. And then I got 2 games. One is examples from the manual. So this is probably like an introductory cassette. Again, the box is a little bit of work. I don't know if I can do it with it. I'm not very good with cardboard boxes. Toot is the man. Cardboard, not me. And then I got this also with it. Vultures. Morrison's Micros. Never heard of it. But yeah, absolutely fantastic, and a fantastic Christmas gift. Now it did come in a big brown cardboard box which said "Do not open till Christmas." You know that one wasn't going to happen, didn't you, Claire? I needed to show it off anyway, so if needs be, I could get Lorraine to wrap it up, and then I could open it on Christmas morning and pretend I didn't know I'd got it. But yeah, anyway, I'm chuffed to bits with everything that I've got. This bumper, bite-sized pickups. I have shown you everything. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. I have got loads more games to show you, but they're at home. Just recently went to Doorway to Darkness. Met up because Russ came up with Retro Kit, Jonathan, and his missus, and me and David Birdsall, we went down and met Russ, John and his missus at Doorway to Darkness in Doncaster. So I'll do a separate video for that. That'll be a bite-size pickup, because I did pick up some goodies from there. But I'll show you them probably next week. But for now, that's it, and until next time, thank you for watching and see you later.